15 years ago, you called yourself a neo-technological pagan.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
What do you know what you meant by that?
Yeah, that neo, of course, has all the connotations of the new stuff that's coming along.
Right.
Technological represents using machines or not to create reality, using technology. There's two kinds of technologies: the machine, diesel, oil, metal, industrial technology, and then the neo-technology, which is light, computers and all that. So yeah, and pagan, right? Pagan basically to me means humanist. All right. See, pagan is good because as a Catholic growing up, I stopped being Catholic when I was 12, I think, but pagan was the worst thing you could say. And of course, I'd never met a pagan in Springfield, Massachusetts, going to a Catholic school.
Right.
Yeah, where these pagans hang out? I want to meet one.
You know what? Was there a specific thing that happened at 12 that made you turn from Catholicism?
Yeah, actually, during that period, yes, I remember exactly what it was. It was a little long, maybe it was 15 or 16 when I really finally broke. I was being sexually molested in my high school and actually totally seduced. Would call it almost rape, but I was going by this great sexy girl that was much more experienced than I was. And she opened up, the great mystery of sex. Wow. And then I was going to go routinely to have a confession on Saturday afternoon. But I had a date, naturally, that night. So sitting there outside, I was just looking at it. People light it up, and then you go in and you say, like, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. My sin, you lay out your sin, like that.
Right.
This is absolutely, totally hypocritical. I'm going in there, and you want to know all about how many times I'm fucking, and I have every intention in the world, I swear to you, on the throne of Peter, that I want to go out and be seduced by this girl tonight. And I realized it's totally fucked and all that.
Oh, well, that would do it. Just it's the glands overshadowed the philosophy.
The gland, yeah. Well, that's very mechanical. It's not just the
I thought
gland.
it was poetic.
It is the mystery of the woman and the beauty and the je ne sais quoi. Yeah,
Okay, well,
gland.
I'm a recovering romantic.
Because you use the word gland.
Right.
Gland is very interesting. When people use that, I learn a lot about them. Gland. I don't talk about glands very much.
All right. Well, talking about machines, then, what's the relationship you see between acid and technology and machines?
Well, LSD is one of the many drugs which are based upon neuroactive plants, peyote and like that. Whoever thought grain on rye would come up with lysergic acid, but
Drano on rye? No. Is that what Albert Hoffman did? He was cleaning his sink?
no. Those crazed experiences that happened in the Middle Ages, what do they call them? The
madness, hysteria.
Yeah, and something because of some plant they had. Remember?
Right.
Yeah. So the point is that the human brain, we just learned that about 20 years ago, well actually 10 years ago, Candace Perk in the 80s, they started saying, hey, the brain is equipped with these receptor sites for different kind of vegetable consciousness alteration thing. So we have evolved our brains over 50 million years to these receptor sites, and the plant queendom has brought these and they get together. So the reason people like to take these drugs is because they're receptor sites. And that was not a mistake. The DNA didn't fuck up, or the devil didn't do it. There's obviously some reason to have those receptor sites that get you off on peyote or get you off on these different and there are receptor sites for drugs we don't even know about. But hopefully in the Amazon basin they'll find some. Huh?
And how do you, so if the drug companies buy them up, save the rainforests, well, so how, in the changing counterculture then, do you see a continuity from the psychoactive drugs to cyberspace?
Yeah, in every generation you have a different counterculture. You know, the Roaring Twenties and the jazz and the out liquor and then the hippies and all that. And then, what was the question?
About, well, the counterculture now,
Yeah.
it's not either or. It's not necessarily drugs or computers. I'm sure, you know, I'm sure some of them do them simultaneously. But how do you think that the drug experience has changed the computer experience, or vice versa?
Well, the brain is equipped to be altered by these receptor sites. So
Right.
the brain is ready to be altered.
Right.
So that you can see these receptor sites as being like clicks that knock out, you delete the word processing mind, and then suddenly you can, the different drugs will put you in different places.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, see, I'm being very technical there in the sense of, you can almost, there is an analogy between the receptor sites from marijuana or the receptor sites from LSD and all that, or opium, and you can boot up different areas of your computer.
Uh-huh.
But that's so that back then, because we didn't know about the brain. I remember I was saying back in 1968, you were there, weren't we?
Yeah.
Down in the village.
Right.
And I got on stage, and the guy wasn't going to let me talk because I didn't have a tie. Remember that? You were there, weren't you? Yeah. And I said, okay, just go out and tell the 1,000 people that
Right.
they don't allow me to do that. Well, never mind, you can talk. Remember what I was smoking grass that afternoon. I said, you have to go out of your mind to use your head.
Right.
But Head had this, and you're a pothead and a Sherry Garcia, Grateful Dead head and all that. But Head simply is a old-fashioned way of saying brain. But we didn't know about the brain.
Right.
Yeah. But now you say, yeah, these are not just use your head, use these biochemicals to boot up exactly the kind of alternate realities you want in your brain. So you smoke marijuana because it gets your mood like that, and it's good for the appetite, but like that. So that's operating your brain in the old sense of use your head, but now specifically use your head by operating your brain. That's a new concept.
Uh-huh.
Instead of use your head, operate your brain. That's hot. It's never been said before, I don't think, 10 or 15 years ago.
I haven't heard it.
And it's amazing, isn't it? Operate your brain. Why? Because the brain designs reality. So if you learn how to operate your brain, you can